Family, the Vacances Camp Faso Memo 2026 has just started in Burkina Faso, and I swear you're gonna love this. This is crazy. Look, everything about this is just crazy. I think let's hit the studio. Let's have this conversation. All right, beautiful people, thank you so much for joining me once again. I appreciate each and every one of you. If you're already here, you know what to do, okay? I know you love me. I know you love me. And you know I love you, right? I told you many of the time that this is not a content creating platform. We are creating community here. This is a community. This is a family house. We come here to talk about every African country. So if today is your first time coming here, you do well and then be part of this amazing family. Subscribe, you will not regret it. Yeah. So we are in Burkina Faso today. We are going to talk about Camp Vacances Faso Mebo. You know, the Faso Mebo initiative has been expanded to include children in civic education and a whole lot of things that I'm going to list here. You know, this whole thing started since last year, 2025. But family, it started, on normal scale. We spoke about it, but it has now expanded. Traore or the government is expanding it, and this is something that we need to talk about. You can see what is on your screen. Look at the children. They are going through some basic military training right here. You know, Traore understands something. If you want to build a better future, you take proper and better care of the younger generations because they are the future. Look, these camp vacancies, we can just put it simply as a holiday camp of Faso Mebo. All right, you know what is Faso Mebo already. Faso Mebo is just about let's build our country. So people volunteer to build a country. When it comes to the defense and security of the country, we have something we call VDP. And these are volunteer group who went through some basic military training and they are helping the military on the field. When it comes to development, they've created what we call Faso Mebo. Citizens volunteer to build a country. So you see citizens going, holidays, they can go to sites, they can go and lay pavement, help the military or help on the construction site to build their own country. The idea behind it is that, if you love your country and then you are part of the building of the country and the building of the road, construction of the country, you cannot wake up tomorrow and the enemy cannot go through you to destroy it. You will not allow anybody to destroy that good work because you have been part of it. That's just basically what it is. But now it has been expanded into something that we are calling holiday camp of Faso Mebo. Now, this holiday camp of Faso Mebo it's a different story altogether, right? The camp was introduced as youth development and patriotic education program. Now, the idea is quite a bit unusual here. If you look at what's on screen, you can see that these are children, right? Doing activities and things. And this thing started since last year. This year own started and last year own has ended with very amazing, beautiful, great result. And it started on basic normal scale, but now it has enlarged, it has expanded to different parts of the country. Because last year they started in some areas, but now the children are showing more interest. And some parents were complaining last year. They were complaining a lot. I'm going to tell you why the parents were complaining and they were not happy about this, especially the rich parent. They were not happy about this. But right now, this year, every parent is now slack and they want their children to, and the numbers are even more. Too much, right? So let me explain this whole thing to you. The idea is quite unusual because instead of the children that after school, all right, after school, you vacate and go home. Instead of the children simply spending their school vacation at home, maybe going to whatever with their parents, doing whatever with their parents. Sometimes they just be at home for the full vacation will be over and, they go back to school. But the government decided to bring them into a structured camp where they can come and spend their holiday to learn things such as civic education, patriotism, discipline, teamwork, responsibility, respect for the environment, Burkina Faso's history and culture, Not to tell you about how do you call it, the Western, the French history. No, 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 the whole Roman history or not that. No, not that kind of thing, right? Burkina Faso's history and culture, practical construction skills, for the children, practical construction skills, art and cultural activities, basic military and civic instructions. These are the things the government describe as extension of education. So you are not going to just relax at home and then no, you participate. It is not compulsory or by force, but they did it from last year and they engaged some people. The first edition took place in 2025. And so how the people went through and the result was beautiful. It engaged and interested the rest of the people and everybody. So the first edition, the second, the number is increasing and it is good. They are going to make sure that it covered the entire Burkina Faso. One thing also I forget is they are making sure that the children understand the idea behind the geopolitical ecosystem that we are living in. The children need to understand the geopolitics. Because if you don't understand geopolitics, as any citizen in Africa or anywhere in the world, what will happen is that you end up betraying your country thinking you are fighting for your country. The enemy comes in a very deceptive, manipulative way. So if you wake up and then you say you are fighting for Western democracy, and then you cause chaos, you are organizing people, speeches, degrading the government because you want democracy, you end up betraying the revolutionary path the country is going through to service somebody else's interest, thinking you are fighting for a good cause. I'm just giving an example, right? So they are going to make sure that they understand geopolitics to understand also their enemy. Look, the Chinese citizens understand their enemy. Kids, they make them understand who your enemy is. They know them in the geopolitical space. There's no friend, it's only alliance. And there's no permanent and trusted alliance. It's just mutual benefit. So the children need to understand their enemy, those who want to bring them down and why. And all those things they are teaching the children. Now, how the first camp work before we come to the one that started. The one that started is now starting on 10th August all the way to, I think, 25th or 20-something August. I'll get a figure. I think I have it here. Yes, yeah. From 10th all the way to 24th. So some few days within their holiday, they will use to go through that training and then go back home. All right. So let's start with how the first camp started and how the whole thing has expanded. I have some quiet things listed here so that I don't forget the details for you. So the first edition took place in 2025 in Ouagadougou. The first group began on 12th August 2025. Now, the initial cohort had 410 children, according to report, between 10 to 15 years old. They were taught civic and patriotic values alongside practical activities such as making and laying paving, all right, paving blocks and improving public spaces, beautification of public spaces and respect for the environment. After the first edition, the program was expanded because of the demand now. Now, during the first one, the mothers and some parents were not happy. They were like, yo, because when you look at the whole thing, the children, you see them, sometimes they'll sit on the ground eating together in a bowl. I mean, they teach them the norm of unpleasant life, how they can support each other, eat together, regardless of somebody's status. You are a rich man's son, but we are all eating on the floor, sitting and eating. That simply means that we are equal. We are just one people. Your status does not define you differently, right? So those things make the parent a bit uncomfortable. And the food that they eat is not luxurious food. To let them understand that life is not all that rosy. Things can get tough. So some cases they'll eat some food that is not pleasant. All of them will gather around it, eat it joyfully. And through that, they learn how to, support each other. They learn how to live together through thick and thin. I mean, this is just beautiful. So some parents, but after the first one and the results, the children give some beautiful speeches explaining with the things that they've learned and what they've took them through and the way they enjoy it. The other parent also begin to request that no, our children will go this time. So they expanded the program. So the second one, the first one was 410 children, right? And the second one, which happened in Ouagadougou, had 700 children, also between the age of 10 to 15. So it's also 10-day program. It's 10-day program. They are targeting the younger generations. All right, the younger ones, because they are going to be the future. Let me explain something to you before we move forward. When you look at the children today, I'm going to let you understand how the media work with the younger generation. Let me explain to you. If you look at the children, all right, who are 15 years, okay, 10 to 15. So let's say 15 years. In the next 15 years to come, they will be 30. In the next 10 years to come, some of them will be 20 and some of them will be 25. All right, the ones between the age of 10 and 15. Now, what will happen is that now, if they don't understand certain things, they will grow in their, 25 years, they are now seeing life and reading things online, and they are telling them about democracy being the best system of governance, and then this dictatorship nonsense, they will begin to code them. Then they can be recruited to think that they are going to fight for the liberation of their country, or they are fighting a good cause, not knowing they are betraying the country. But for now, if they understand how who is their enemy and how the enemy operates and why they want to take them down and why the nation need to go in this direction today, in their 25 years, they know better. You cannot recruit anybody in Burkina Faso to betray the country. That is the idea. But we can move forward. So 700 children between age of 10, 15, thereabout, and they were also taught civic and military instruction, moral education, paving, landscaping, recreational activities, solidarities activities, and a whole lot more added to it. Now, it's unlike Ghana, where they are introducing our children to Arabic. They want to introduce our children to Arabic. Let's put that aside. Now, what happened is that from there, the demand became a bit more again. After the 700 children here, the number is increasing. So what they did was that they moved some children to Bobo Dioulasso, and the program also moved to Bobo Dioulasso. So it has 500 children adding to these people. So when you look at it, the number is just increasing and increasing and increasing in numbers. So the government later reported that the 2025 result was amazing, and the children, we watched some of the children give speeches and all that, and they've learned a lot about this life. And basically what they need to know to be prepared or to be ready for the future. Now, why are the children learning the pavement? This is probably the most interesting part of the program. You see children learning pavement and laying pavement and all that. So the government isn't presenting patriotism simply through their speeches that they give, but action. Okay, they are making sure that the people participate. And there is a contribution. They need to contribute, physically, not just singing the national anthem. All right. So they took them through for them to understand that if you love your country, you should also learn how to contribute to build it. And if you build it yourself, you cannot allow anybody to destroy it. So this is the reason why you see the children participating in these practical activities. Now, another question also we need to ask is that why is that military connection? Why the children? Why taking them through military? I believe this is one of the reasons why this program actually got attention on the media a lot. Yes, because of the military engagement part of the conversation. The camp have a strong military component. The children have been exposed to military style instruction and discipline, and some activities have been conducted at military training facilities. So, for example, when we look at the Bobo Dioulasso edition, it was held at Gifa, one of the military training. The government official explained this, to the parent that this one that they're doing is to, develop discipline plus teamwork, sacrifice, patriotism, and responsibility in the children, because they are going to be the future of the country. You need to learn certain things to be ready for what may come. Look at the Chinese children. They go through this. Same thing right here. The Chinese kids, they go through, they learn, they have some basic military, whatever. The day you decide to invade China, just be ready to go. You are going to fight everybody, because the generation is groomed to be able to assist the soldiers or to defend their country tomorrow. Let's just put it like that and then move forward. So this is practically just what is happening in Burkina Faso. And this year on also, are started. And from 10th all the way to 24th of August, this program is on in Burkina Faso. As you can see, the children, they started, they are very happy and the numbers have increased. And this year owned edition is completely different from 2025 because the 2026 edition has been expanded geographically. Instead of it being concentrated mainly around Ouagadougou and Bobo Dioulasso as it happened last year, it has been expanded into different 6 military regions. So you have Ouagadougou, Kadiogo, you have Dedougou, Banki, Kaya, Kusle, Dore, Liptako. It has been expanded into all these areas, and you have about a lot of children, more than the last year. Children are now interested, parents are now interested, and gradually it's going to take over the entire country. Voluntary, they are not forcing anybody. But when you see the activity yourself, you understand what you are in, you understand that, this is what the children need to be ready, because tomorrow you, the parent, you may not be there. And so the children are taught tomorrow, because you are rich, you will not disrespect the poor. Yes, that thing also is part. They are making sure that even if you have a higher position tomorrow, you will not disrespect the poor. You understand what practical life is. You understand what is on the ground. And therefore, you respond to the need and what is exactly on the ground. And so the president of Burkina Faso has this to say to the children, the reason why they have to take them through this. So let's listen to that.
I am very happy that you were able to take 10 days of your vacation to learn something practical and also values. It is very important for us, and I can tell you that you are the first class of a small part of a large program that should soon interest our entire educational system. It is very important for us to prepare you. You are the future of our nation. Now, today Burkina is at war, but the war will end soon, and it is you who will build our country. No one else will come to build it. It is up to you. It is your responsibility to construct the country, and we had to prepare you from now on. It is all the more true that our duty is to see you grow up in very good conditions, but it is also imperative for us to prepare you so that you do not become weak men tomorrow. Because if you are in opulence and do not understand the realities of life, you may become weak men, and weak men inevitably create times of war again. We do not wish that for you, and that is why we must prepare you to face life. Life is not always rosy. You have learned many things there. Sitting on the ground eating with your comrades, these are two important values you learn: solidarity but also humility. And that matters a lot in your life. Today you were able to live together for these 10 days. You learn to be supportive, and that's all we ask for a Burkinabe. Integrity, solidarity is also part of it. If you are not in solidarity with your comrades, you are not as integral. So always learn to be supportive, to share, and to love your neighbor. It is in love, in unity, that we can build our Burkina Faso.
Yeah, that is it. So this was a message that the president of Burkina Faso gave them when the program started, and giving his reason, explaining the reason why this needs to be done. And you can see that this whole thing, starting small, is going to cover the entire Burkina Faso, and it's going to be part of the vacation, activity of the children in Burkina Faso. But family, this is beautiful, right? Let me know what you think about this in the comment section. Yes, it's very necessary, because you people in the comment section, you are so amazing. Don't forget to also like, subscribe to support us, all right? And see you in the next episode. Respect.